What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into GoPlay free screen recorder and video editor. Essentially, a great beginner's video editor that also comes with a screen recorder, which, screen recording is very useful. This is how I'm making this video today. So an all-in-one video editor and screen recorder is very, very cool. Now, there's two different plans in terms of, how to actually get this. There's a free version, which unfortunately has a watermark, and you can only use the screen recording up to 5 minutes, and a maximum of 5 minutes per exported video as well, and you can also only upload video in 720p. Obviously that's not the best, but it is very cheap to upgrade to the professional version, and they do a cool thing where they break it down in how much you're paying a day, which I think is pretty cool. So for the 3-month it's $14.90, and it's only 16 cents a day. The lifetime's $60, and the 1 year is $28.90, which breaks down to 8 cents a day. I've never seen a company do this. I think this is very cool. It it really just shows how good of a value it is. 8 cents a day. That's nothing over the long term. And overall, just briefly into that before we jump into the video, I just had to go over that quick. But without further ado, guys, let's open up GoPlay Video Editor right here and import some clips. So this is obviously what it's going to look like when you open up. I'm going to go up here to the top left and click Import. And I'm just going to bring in a couple pictures, not a couple pictures, my bad, a couple videos of my camera. I'm just going to get a couple that I could just kind of chop up to create like a short kind of, video that basically I'm just going to chop up a couple clips to show you how this video editor works. So I'm going to click Import, and just like that, we have 4 clips right here in the top left. And it is as simple as clicking it and dragging it down here to create a brand new composition. And then you can just go ahead and click through. So if we actually press spacebar to give this a play, this is obviously just going to be, one clip of my camera. What I want to actually do here is scroll along, right, and find just a nice piece of movement that I can take from this. So for example, that. You see how I would actually, go around here. I want to just take that out. So I want to click split to cut this into half, delete what's on the left, and actually just play until we get to the point where I'm happy to cut it next. Click split again. Ooh, my bad. Go back to the beginning, press play, and let's actually just go ahead and get here and click split. Go ahead and delete that other half. So we've created just a nice little selection of this clip here. Go ahead and select our next clip, actually just go ahead and again press play. And we're actually just going to find a nice part of this where obviously it comes into focus. So for example, there, about there, we could click split. Go ahead and delete that on the side and actually just let that come into focus. Oh, that might have not been the best bit. We could just go ahead and press undo to actually just undo that. Give this a play. And just find another piece of motion in this clip right here. And essentially, we're just trying to make a cool sequence, right? So boom, cut that, press play on here, and it comes in, and we're actually just going to go ahead and split that again. Make sure you're selecting your clips, guys, when you're trying to split as well. So I'll give this a play. I'm selecting the clip, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and press split. Boom, cut that, bring in the next clip down, and actually just go ahead and that starts off in a perfect place. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that where it started, split it, and bring in the final clip where we can actually scroll along until, I think that's going to be it right there. We just want a cool piece of movement, and I just want to essentially create a basic sequence, guys, that we can now go on to kind of mess with and, test out more of the capabilities that this video editor has. Now, I'm just chopping out a nice piece of this just so I could use this. Boom, split it, cut this. Okay, this is very cool. Boom, split. Oh, click the clip one more time, split that, delete the one on the left. Now, if I play this right here, guys, this right here is going to be a short sequence just of a few different shots of my camera. Basically, this is just going to enable us just to create a cool little sequence of kind of a cool object, which is my camera, that now we can go on to improve. Now, we got a short sequence right there. I believe it is about 12 seconds. It tells us down here that it is 12 seconds. So we could go over here. That is obviously the first clip lasts to about 2 seconds, something like that. Oops, so I'll bring it back over here. 2 seconds. As you can see down here is where you would get all your times and everything like that. And boom, essentially we've created a nice short sequence. Now, what do I want to do with this sequence, guys? First off, it's pretty boring with just the generic music, the generic sound that the camera captured in the background. I don't want that. I want to go up here to audio, click import, and actually just go ahead and let's just find a track. So I'm going to go here, bring in this one here, and we can actually go ahead and click and bring that down here. And now if we give this a play. Boom, just like that. In fact, it even seems like it's in sync to the actual beats. Boom, and just like that, we have now added a track in there, which is just kind of just adding another element to it. Obviously, you know, it was pretty boring without a track before, and it's still looking pretty flat in terms of the actual, you know, quality of these videos, etc. So what do we want to do to actually, you know, improve the quality massively? Well, you know, improve just the overall feel that this video right here is giving off. How do we do that, guys? I'm gonna tell you. We go over here to our filters, and we are greeted with a bunch of different cool options in terms of actually, you know, improving our image right here. Now, the one thing that I think is very dope that we could do right off the bat is gonna be the vignette. My bad. I always mess that up. Vignette. It's pronounced vignette, my bad. It's the G that always messes me up, but the G is meant to be silent. And what the vignette essentially does is draw attention to the center of our image. So let's go ahead and just click that, drag it down here, let it go, and just like that, you guys can see it has created like a depth of field focus to the middle of our shot. And you know what I mean? That is essentially creating the perfect kind of draw focus right into the camera, which is obviously the focal point of our shot. And in fact, hold tight, one second. Oops. I just have to get some headphones quick to plug those in so that the audio is not just playing out of the side of the side of the computer, which it just was before. So I'm sorry, that's a bit unprofessional. But now if I give this a play, obviously, none of these have the vignette, but a filter green label has appeared below this one right here, which is dramatically looking much better because of that vignette. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and replicate that effect where I'm going to play this, go on to the next one, see this vignette, and actually just go ahead and bring that vignette to this one as well. Boom! Instantly, it's attracting so much more attention, kind of making it much more cinematic and dynamic. And now this next shot here as well, this is going to have a vignette on it as well. In fact, you can see how much you know, just how much more focus it's bringing to the center of our image. Obviously, before it really was just looking pretty bland and plain, if we're being honest. Now if we actually go back to the beginning of our sequence and give this a play, this is by far looking like an actual edited video. It is a sequence that we've created of a few different shots of this camera, and then it is the vignette, which is bringing in the focus super nicely into the center of our object. Now, what can we do to improve this, guys, further? Keep messing. That's what we can do, no doubt. In fact, what I want to do is actually kind of have a look at maybe bringing something to tie in the beginning and the end, all right? Now, what do I mean by that? Of course, I'm probably talking about a title. So let's actually try and do this, guys. If we go up here to text, we have a few different kind of presets, right? So it's the GoPlay fade in text, which is pretty simple. I actually really like that one, but we've got a bunch of different ones that kind of scroll in from top to bottom, a couple different animations. Overall, I want to keep it nice and simple. So what I want to do is actually go ahead and bring in a title. And this is just going to be at the beginning. Now, to edit the text, you know, it may seem a little bit weird right here. All you got to do is double click it, and it's going to come up with this over here on the left. I was actually just going to go ahead and title this camera video, exclamation mark, okay? And to the font, we could actually go ahead and change that to, I'm just going to press G, and I'm going to put in my personal favorite font, which is the Gotham Ultra font, and then I'm actually going to take it a step further and make that a little bit bigger. But because we've made that a bit bigger, we got to make the text box itself bigger as well, because as you can see, it was being cut off before. Now, this right here says camera video. Let's find a nice place to put it. Maybe up here, somewhere nice and big that's going to command attention. And down here is the controls of it. You see, we could obviously bring it over so that the text actually disappears by the time that second clip starts hitting, or it's starting to disappear by the time that second clip starts hitting. But I reckon that's looking nice right there. If I actually think there is an outline that can be done, we could indeed add a bit of an outline where we do like a 2, and in fact, oh, all right, boom, there we go. My bad. I kind of messed that up a second ago. But there we go. We have a pretty cool title at the top, and if we actually give this a play, that is going to fade in and then fade out just as our next clip is coming up. And that is how we've actually created a very cool title, guys. And in fact, we can indeed alter that even, because I'm kind of not really liking it up there at the top. So I'm going to double click it, and I'm actually just going to adjust this to bring it kind of more into the center of the actual video, right? So boom, right off the top, it's going to say this is the camera video. It's going to fade in, then fade out, and it's going to play our sequence here. And then, I think you guys probably get the gist, I'm going to add a finishing title at the end as well. So now that we've actually finished that, all we have to do is go back. And let's actually go ahead and just bring in another one of these fade titles and just put that right here. And in fact, you're guessing it right, I want to change my sliders here to make sure that it fades in just as the video ends. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to actually type in finished, a bunch of exclamation marks, and we're going to scroll to where it would be in top quality, and actually just bring the opacity all the way up to 99, yeah, about there, wherever it's fully visible. Again, go ahead and just change our font. Let's go ahead and find that font that I really like, this one here, and let's actually change it to the same size as it was before, and boom, it is finished. Just like that, it is finished. If we give a play to this right now, guys, it is going to fade in the camera video title at the beginning, fade it out just for our second clip, and is going to play our cool sequence with the vignettes, which are drawing attention to the center of our screen, and it's going to be finishing just like that. And in fact, the background is definitely a problem right there. Oops, should probably bring that down a bit to the opacity down. Get the opacity down. That was obviously the problem. And now if I actually give this a play, boom, finished. Finished right there, finished. And essentially that is it right there, guys. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed GoPlay Video Editor, by all means, check it out in the description down below. What I didn't cover in this was the screen recording abilities. However, that is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, you have a screen, you want it recorded, you open up the screen recorder part of this, and you record the screen. Very simple. If you guys enjoyed, have a nice day, and overall, leave me a comment down below, and like, comment, all that extra stuff. I'm a little bit tired right now, so I'm just repeating myself. Thank you guys for watching the video. Have a nice day, and goodbye.